here are your hosts of Financially Tuned, Mark Fricks and Tony Shore.
Hello again, my name is Mark Fricks and I'm with MasterPlan Retirement Consultants. And welcome to Financially Tuned. We're really happy you're able to join us this week.
Well, yeah, Mark, and thanks to all our listeners for tuning in today. As always, I'm really looking forward to today's Financially Tuned program. And Mark, how have you been doing this week? Have you been busy?
A busy week, Tony. As always, we are teaching some new Social Security classes and some other retirement classes. So anytime we do that, we have lots of folks coming in to see us, and also the radio show. We've had folks calling in wanting to come see what we do. So we've been busy. Thanks for asking, and I hope you've been well.
Oh, I'm doing great, Mark. I'm doing great. I've had a great week. Fall is upon us. And things have been getting busier. This time of year, it just seems to get really busy. But as I said, I'm looking forward to today's show on the color of money. What's your favorite color?
And I look forward to this one too. And Tony, I'll open it up by asking you and our listeners, did you know that you can organize the types of investments and assets you have into a helpful visual illustration? And we call that the color of money. And today, Tony, we'll be discussing the color of money in more detail and how it can help you meet your retirement goals.
All right. Well, Mark, can you give us maybe a more detailed explanation for our listeners of what the color of money actually is and how it's used to organize someone's assets?
Well, I certainly can, Tony. You know, many people spend their time and energy focusing on how to accumulate a large retirement nest egg without really giving any thought to how their retirement assets are invested. You know, while accumulating your desired amount in retirement assets, it's important to really have your money in assets that represent the risk and the safety that you really want. We tell our clients that you really can't manage return, but you can manage risk. And so the color of money is really helpful to help us categorize so that we can manage the risk much better. And the way we do it, Tony, is we divide all of our assets into one of three columns. And so what I want our listeners to kind of envision is three columns, and to understand that there's really only three places, big picture wise, that we can put our money. We can put our money into banks, or bank type investments and credit unions, things of that nature. We can put our money in insurance company type holdings, and we can put our money into market type holdings. And so by segmenting our money into these three areas, it kind of helps us understand the risk involved. So let me go through each column quickly, Tony, and kind of give our listeners a description of each one. The first column I want you to visualize is the yellow column, or our yellow money. And yellow money would be money that we have in bank type holdings. So it could be savings, checking, CDs, anything that is very safe, but yet fixed as far as what we can make on that money. And the reason we color this money yellow is because even though it's very safe, it's also potentially dangerous, because if we keep all of our money in yellow money, we're going to lose pace with inflation and taxes and things of that nature. So, as much as I'd love to just stick all of my money in the bank and just rock along, I'm going to actually lose money every day by doing that. The next column is our green column. And green stands for safety, and also stands for, it helps us to move ahead. So green money is basically money that we place with insurance type holdings. And so what we get from insurance companies is we get some type of a guarantee. So our green money has a guarantee of principal in most cases, with the potential for greater growth than our yellow money. And then our third column, Tony, is our red money, and red money signifies danger. That doesn't mean we don't need to use red money, but red money is in the stock market, bond market, real estate market, things of that nature. Money that can certainly go up and can go up a lot, but money that can also go down and go down a lot. So it is volatile. So you, again, have to be careful about red money.
Well, definitely. That's a great explanation, the way you broke it up into three categories, and they're color-coded, and that makes it easier for those of us who aren't financial experts like yourself to understand the different asset allocation that you have to look at as you enter into retirement. So do you have a lot of clients, Mark, approach you about how they should allocate their assets in order to help them achieve their retirement goals?
Oh, absolutely, Tony. Most of the clients that come to see us want to understand how to properly allocate their assets. And no matter how challenged or successful someone has been financially, there are always unanswered questions or concerns that people have. They'll have questions like, how much risk am I currently taking? Or how much risk should I take as I move into retirement? How much of my money needs to be safe and also very accessible? And just how much is the right amount? And, retirement is a big life event. It is one of the next big phases that we're entering, and so it really needs to be taken seriously. And I really want to help our clients understand what options are available to help them meet their goals.
Well, that's great, Mark. Is there a hard and fast rule that you always use for determining the right amount of risk for someone?
Well, that question gets the answer that I love to give, and that is it depends. Everybody's situation is a little bit different, but we really pride ourselves, Tony, in giving each of our clients a personalized service, a personalized retirement plan, so that they can make sure that it's in line with what they're looking for, in line with their situation, with their family situation, their income needs, things like that. So while each person's situation does differ, there are some concepts that can help, and we really like using the color of money.
So how do you help your clients then, Mark, create income with the color of money strategy?
Well, again, it does depend, but I will start out by saying it starts out by what stage of life a person is in. If they're already in retirement and they're concerned about these issues, I like to first get their income planned out and look at how their assets are allocated. If they don't have a current income need and perhaps they're still working, then we'll work on the allocation first and then begin planning on where their future income will come from.
Well, that makes sense, Mark. So what would the first step someone should take to get a handle on organizing their assets and getting the right balance of potentially safer assets and risk-exposed assets be then?
Well, Tony, I think the first step would be to go to our website. We have some really helpful tools there, and one of the things you can do is actually request our Rule of 100 report, which basically uses your age as a baseline in the calculation to appropriately allocate assets. Now, most of our clients really find this helpful, and you can find that report, or at least the ability to request that report, at our website, which is MasterPlanYourRetirement.com. Just go to the Contact Us button, and you can request that report. And while you're there, you can request other information, and we also have some really helpful videos. Most of them are not that long, 3 to 5 minutes, but they give a good basis for preparing for retirement. And finally, you can just give us a call. Our number is 770-980-9262, and chat with us and perhaps set up at a time for us to get together and kind of discuss what the proper allocation may be for your individual circumstances.
All right, well, we've come to the end of our first segment, and we need to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with more from Mark Fricks on Financially Tuned. To hear the rest of the show or for more information, go to MasterPlanYourRetirement.com or call Mark at 770-980-9262 to schedule an appointment.